Yes, so then it's great pleasure and honor. In September I will be conducting the first concert of the season of Novaya Россия Symphony Orchestra in the Great Hall of Conservatory. And this is of course a fantastic hall with such amazing history. One feels that there are ghosts in this hall and that have witnessed premieres of Shostakovich and Prokofiev symphonies and things like that. And I have had the privilege to perform there quite many times, and it's always so special to go there. And I have very, very nice relationship with this orchestra. I got to know them through Yuri Bashmet, who invited me to play with them, and then he invited me to conduct them, and we've had such wonderful time. This time the program will be well, quite typical in a way. I will be in a sort of triple role, because I will be conducting the whole concert, then there will be one composition of mine in the beginning, and then also I'm playing as soloist Beethoven concerto. A work of my own which will start the program is called Triptych Misterioso, so I'm thinking of the great mystery of life. And then second movement, Furioso, furiously. It's something about, of course, you know, if there is great battle against illness, and there are also elements of anger and about the trials of life and great battle against this illness, but it's also about the kind of power of life somehow. And then it's, of course, it's not really programmatic music, but there are these sort of ideas behind it. And then the last movement goes Ad Astra, to the stars, and it starts with this very dissonant chord, and then it starts with this kind of very severe passacaglia, which is very dissonant in the low register of the strings, but then towards the end it rises sort of to the stars and to brightness and to light. And the second work in the program is first concerto of Beethoven. And Beethoven, of course, I can say since childhood was one of the closest composers to me. Since little boy, Beethoven was always my great hero, and I always feel his music is like, because some other composer, maybe you can know his music, but then what they were as people can be sort of separated slightly. Whereas with Beethoven, I think of most of the great composer, it is like this, that when you know his music, you know him. You know this person, Beethoven. It's so personal, and you know the humor, and also often this journey from darkness to light. And his music is never cynical, it's so human, and there's so much incredible wisdom in his music, and one never gets tired of it. And I also always felt there was kind of destiny between me and Beethoven, because, you know, my first name, Olli, when you write with capital letters Olli like this, and then you turn it upside down, you get 1770, which is actually the year when Beethoven was born. So it's something I've been very proud of since childhood. I've always felt he's somehow related to me, so something. In the second half of the program we have Tchaikovsky's Fourth Symphony, which is such a very, very, very close work to me, and I think it's such a masterpiece. Just last week I was conducting it in Palermo. Again, Tchaikovsky's world, it's so special somehow. I feel his music is somehow sacred. And this work also, it's also wonderful how it starts in a way from these very, very dark colors, but then it's also, Tchaikovsky is one of the composers, a little bit like Schumann, in the sense that both of them had great tragedies in their personal lives, and they are able to write music that is in a way the darkest music that is possible to write. On the other hand, they're also able to write the most joyous and happiest music, and this work is such a perfect example, because it has so much joy and so much humor, and it's such an uplifting experience always to play it.